Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Elise with the Oily Spot community, and I'm joined again by Jonathan Hopkins. This is our take two to finish out our Tuesdays education moment. So I will let Jonathan start from where he started, and we're going to talk about belief and the Young Living difference and how this is a Young Living lifestyle. Jonathan?
Hey, Elise, I appreciate it. Sorry I got cut off on Tuesday night, but I think we got the computer problems fixed. And I know when we got cut off, I was talking about belief. I'm not exactly sure where I was when we got cut off, but the one thing I want to just kind of pause a second, and it's kind of refreshing for me to hear Elise's beliefs and where she stands on Scripture. So since she's bold and willing to share, I'm going to go ahead and be bold and willing to share as well, because I believe all of creation was spoken, was a result of the belief in the words that God spoke. I don't think, I mean, again, I know this is kind of all theory, but if he didn't believe what he was saying, I don't think we would be in existence. And I know that's kind of hypothetical because God is God and he knew what he was saying was true and was going to happen. But my question to some of you is, do you believe what you're saying? Do you believe what you're teaching? And because those words that created us were more than just words. There were frequencies that came from God's audible voice that, and scripturally it says we were created in his image. Okay, so what I believe those frequencies that came from God are inside us, and that is life. And so with that being said, our belief system emits frequencies. Okay, whether it's body language or whether it's words, um, and again, not to keep beating a dead horse, but I think some of us have had a little bit of a shakeup in our belief system because the FDA came in and Young Living came in and said we can't say certain things anymore. And so here's what I'm going to ask you to think about. Excuse me, sorry. Here's what I'm going to ask you to think about from a belief system. Okay, do you still believe the oils can change lives? And now the model we learned said, find something wrong with somebody and share an oil that'll fix it. Okay, I believed those oils would fix the ailment. But moving forward and sharing Young Living the right way, or just sharing Young Living, I believe it'll change lives. I
Amen.
don't. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I,
sorry. I was saying amen.
well, I don't think we need to find something wrong with people in order for the oils to change lives. I'm going to pose another question. Why are they called essential oils? I mean, why is it not just oil? Okay, I mean, when around here in places in the country where we live out in East Texas, they actually still distill moonshine in places around here, and the same concept of distilling for that liquid is the same concept of distilling an essential oil. And so my question is that they're distilling essential? And see, my argument's that it's not. Okay, my argument is that it's not essential to life. I don't participate, and I'm still living. And and I think my point is when you look at scriptures, okay, the reason why essential oils are called essential, because when you look at scriptures, they didn't wait to use essential oils when there was a problem. And so when we look at the ancient scriptures, ancient oils of the Bible, we can use that as a model for us moving forward, because I believe those oils were meant to maintain health and wellness. Why did the wise men bring gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Jesus? Was it because he was sick? Was it because he had post-traumatic birth syndrome or whatever? I don't think so. What I think is they knew that those oils were essential to a healthy lifestyle. If you read some of Gary's book, I think it's called The One True Gift by Gary Young. He believes that gold was not gold as in money. He believes that gold was a gold essential oil, and he believes that it was a particular blend of oils, and I know it's in one of his books. But my point is that there are people that believe that the wise men brought 3 oils to Jesus to maintain health and wellness. So think about that in context. Now, I do think there are oils that we use when we need to put them on our right big toe, our right thumb, and our right ear when we need to make decisions, just like it is in the scriptures. Okay, but that's not using an oil because we're sick. That is using an oil in a biblical fashion to help us and use God's creation. So anyway, I'm getting way off track here, but I'm just telling you what I believe. And I believe that essential oils are essential to our health and wellness. And I think when we look at essential oils as a lifestyle, it completely changes our approach and our willingness to share. If we share with a fear of being caught and saying the wrong thing, that frequency of disbelief, that frequency of fear is going to cancel out the other aspects that we're sharing that we believe. So is everything that I say compliant? No, but I'm trying. And I'm not going to let the fear of getting caught or saying the wrong thing keep me from talking about a healthy lifestyle. And a lot of times I'll say something and I know it's not compliant. I mean, after I say it, I'm like, that did not come out right. But I've got to the point where I'm just moving on. And I'm not stopping and saying, oh my goodness, I'm not supposed to say that. Because when I do that, all of a sudden new people kind of have a question, and they question their belief and go, whoa, is this something I want to be a part of? So that's what I'm just encouraging you is to understand what your belief system is, know where you're wanting to go when you're sharing. And if we're talking about healthy lifestyles, that's the bottom line. And one other thing that I do want to share about that belief system is the confidence in your belief system. I know I'm going back to Christianity and going through times, let's say formative years of later in elementary school or junior high and sometimes in high school, where you kind of have doubt in some of your belief system, and whether it's your friends that you're around may not be the best encouragers, or maybe you were just looking for reasons to do something wrong. So you're like, well, maybe this Christianity thing is not all right. But my point is we go through stages in every belief system where there's a process of questioning. And I don't think that process of questioning is a bad thing. And when Audrey, my 9-year-old, comes to me and asks questions, I don't tell her, well, because Daddy said so, that's why you're supposed to do that. Okay? When she has friends, dads that aren't as strict as me, she says, Dad, why do they let her do something, but you're not letting me do this? Well, that's a process of questioning beliefs, and I see that as an opportunity for her. After we go through a training process and a talking process, I see it as an opportunity for her to gain confidence in her beliefs. As a basketball coach, the only way I could get my athletes to gain confidence was to put them through obstacles that they could overcome. Now, as a coach, I controlled that environment. I made sure that the obstacles they faced weren't bigger than them. But if there's not a process of being uncomfortable, then we never ever get to increase our confidence. So that's all I'm going to encourage you is using the past, using what we've been through as a way to strengthen your confidence. And again, my confidence in what we do is stronger now than before, and I enjoy sharing now than I did before. And Elise, you'll have to help me out here with the dates, but I'm going to be teaching a class in Lubbock for you on December 1st.
Yes.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yep, and I'm excited about it because I know there's a lot going on in Lubbock. I know there's other oil companies sharing their stuff, and again, I have know nothing about those other folks. What I do know is my belief in Young Living, that we do things right. I'm going to share the seed to seal process. I've had the opportunity to go to 3 of the farms, and I'm getting ready to go to a 4th one in December. It'll be after I go to Lubbock, but I've had the opportunity to spend a week with Gary Young up in Canada last year as we were working at the Northern Lights farm, and that was a week of obstacles and struggles. And I questioned why in the world I would volunteer to work my tail off. Um, but what it did, it reinstilled the belief that I have, actually not just reinstilled, but I got to see some stuff hand in hand, or firsthand, working next to Gary, that proved to me that he is the real deal. And I could go on, and maybe I'll share a couple of those stories in Lubbock. For those of you that don't live in Lubbock, hopefully, I think we're going to try to work out a way to record the meeting. But for you, the guys that are in Lubbock, the recording is not an excuse to not attend. I believe in fellowship and the importance of fellowship, and would love to meet you and to just kind of share some energy with you and from you. You've got a very, very strong leader there with Elise, and she's very dynamic, very exciting. It's addictive, but I'm kind of an opposite personality. I'm going to be a little bit calm and cool, but it doesn't matter. We're emitting the same frequency in our passion and our beliefs. So I'm going to encourage you to go. The last thing I want to talk about on doing on teaching, I've I've got I've got a personal belief in investing in people, and I think as a coach, I knew that if I took care of certain people, um, and if I invested time in certain players, that those players, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but you had players that were going to play more than others, and I knew there were players that I needed to develop more than others, and the same thing in your downline. Or anyway, there's going to be leaders that you recognize underneath you. They may not even know they're leaders, but there's going to be opportunities to invest, and I could go on with plenty of stories, but one way to invest in people is to kind of, and invest in yourself, is to get the Aroma Complete kit. And I know that's a large purchase. When Laura and I had the opportunity, well, my mom and Laura's mom went in together, and they split it 50-50 to help us out. And without that investment from them, we wouldn't have had it. Just being honest with you, getting started, things were tight. There was no way. So I am sharing from a standpoint that we didn't purchase ours. Okay, so it may not be fair, but if I had it to do all over again, I would have found a way to purchase it sooner. And I was not on board as a business, on board with the business early, 100% on oils, but there was no way in my mind this thing was going to make money because I had been a part of 5 other MLMs before Young Living. And that included 2 in my senior year of high school and another 3 in college. So with that being said, we're going to bring an Aroma Complete kit there to Lubbock, and you're going to see the impact that it has on a meeting. I'm talking with Elise, and I think we've got this confirmed. She's going to have her Zyto scan there, and what we're going to do is have the opportunity for, sorry, my phone went off, but what we're going to do is have an opportunity for those Zyto scans to many times they pop up an exotic oil or a rare oil, and hopefully what's going to happen is when that oil pops up, you're going to have the opportunity to go sample the oil from the kit, and I know it's effective because Laura has used it when she has built, and she still uses it when she teaches classes. You know, as an intro class, she doesn't always bring it with her, just because it can kind of be overwhelming sometimes. But my point is if there was any one tool besides Raindrop, if there was any one tool that you would want to invest in, I would invest in an Aroma Complete kit. Because when we talk about belief system, I can talk to you about something that's abstract. If I tell, hey, you ought to try this oil, and if I've got that oil, I got Wise Man right here. Okay, you can tell it's one of my favorites. All right, if I've got this oil right here, and I'm telling you about it, and you open it up, and you get to smell it. I'm gonna smell it again. That's awesome. But it's so much from a belief system. You get to smell it, you get to try it, you get to feel it, you're going to have an experience. And again, we talk to people, what happens if you like the smell? What happens if you don't like the smell? And what is that your body telling you one way or the other? And it opens up all kinds of dialogue, and I get to share my belief system with the person using it. But if I don't have it, it shows up and I go, oh man, I wish I had it right here. You would love the smell of it. Mm-hmm. Well, then if they order it and they don't like the smell, I'm like, oh man, something's wrong with me. So anyway, my point is many of us started with nothing to build a business, and it's something that the Aroma Complete kit is something we put on a list that we wanted to buy. And Laura and I just happened to get one sooner than we thought. But Danielle Choma is one of our newest silvers, and she did not make silver in 6. But one thing she told herself is that once she hit silver, she was going to reward herself. And over the last 3 months, you would enjoy her talk. For those of you on Thrive Insity Leaders, we're gonna, or thriveinsity.com, you'll be able to go back and find her discussion from Thursday. But she's used that to help her maintain silver, and like she said, she wished she could have invested in it sooner. So just want to encourage you guys to show up. We'll have a good time there in Lubbock, and we're gonna have the oils there. We're gonna have the Zyto there. We're gonna have a time of fellowship, and we're gonna have a time of talking of education, and then we're gonna have a time of business. So it's gonna be a long night, kind of, but feel free to come and go as you please, because I want to meet you. I want you to kind of see our heart. You already see Elisa's heart, but our heart in this thing is to just help you where you're at and where you want to go. If business is not a part of what you want to do, we want to help you learn about the oils. We want to help you have a healthy lifestyle. If business is what you want to do, that's what we want to help you with. So our upline has been very supportive, in working with us. We were slow to build, but they were there when we were ready, and we want to do the same thing. So again, I appreciate it, Elise, you giving me time to finish the talk from the other night. Is there any questions or anything else you wanted from me?
Yeah, no, that was completely awesome. Thank you so much for touching on the belief system. And that's why the Healing Oils of the Bible class, or the 12 Oils of Ancient Scripture, is one of my favorite classes to teach, because you're seeing, it's just so much more a level of belief when you get the understanding of the importance of what we truly have with our Young Living essential oils. So I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait, because every time we're in person, I hear another new awesome story. So I can't wait for the rest of our team to be able to hear some of those stories, because it makes it real. It's somebody that I've met has actually done this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time again. I really appreciate it. And we will get those flyers out, if not tomorrow, by Sunday for everybody. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for your time, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Goodbye.
Bye.